having spent the time that I did with him, he's so revered. He's worshipped in Argentina. He constantly had a huge entourage around him. And I went to see a game, and I'll never forget it, see Boca Juniors play. And he had his own little box there, and I went with his family. And he's standing there, and the atmosphere was unbelievable at this game. And his family, one of his daughters was literally holding him, and he was screaming over the balcony, holding him so he wouldn't actually fall off. I mean, he had such an incredible passion for the game.
I mean, you said there you played against him. What was it actually like to play against him? Like, what the difficulties that he gave you guys?
I never thought in my lifetime that I would see anyone come remotely close to Diego in terms of ability with a football. I think we've seen Messi, who's very similar in many ways. Obviously Argentinian, diminutive, brilliant left foot. But Diego was incredible. I actually played with him as well for half a game, played for the rest of the world, and at Wembley against, funnily enough, for the English League side, because it was centenary. I played for the rest of the world because I was at Barcelona at the time. And all the players, there was people like Platini on the pitch, lots of great players from around the world, and everyone was totally in awe of him. First thing he did was in the dressing room, he sat there, just a pair of shorts, and you know, like you roll your socks up. He just stood them, and he juggled them on his left foot, just like that, for about 5 minutes, and everyone was going, whoa. And then we went out on the pitch, and I don't think I'm tuned in. I think I can stand up and show you this. He did something that was incredible, one of the most unbelievable things I've ever seen on a football pitch. It might not sound that amazing to you at home, but I think you'll appreciate this. He juggled the ball all the way out to the centre circle, and then he got to the centre circle, still juggling it, and then he went, bang, and he whacked it as high as he possibly could, and he waited. And it came down, and he went bang, and he did it again. And he did it 13 times, and the most he ever did was walk 3 paces to it. And all of us were sitting there going, oh my God, that's...
like I was then.
That's impossible.
It is.
And I remember going to training the next day in Barcelona and stuff, and we all tried it, and the best anyone did was 3, and they were running for the 3rd one. And I've just never seen anyone have just such a beautiful affection with a football.
And you look at the pitches that they played on.
Yeah.
They were like mud baths half the time. They were allowed to tackle around your hip high, the weight of the ball.
That's what people don't realise is the fact that you could kick people. And in many ways, he was kicked out, of course, of the 1982 World Cup in Spain when he did retaliate and get a red card as well. But in '86, he was just unplayable. I mean, I know you talk about the hand of God goal, and we could argue about that, but the other goal he scored in that game. I mean, you've got to realise as well, the pitch at the Azteca was awful. It had been kind of relayed just before, and you know, like you relay your garden with small pieces of turf. It was exactly like that, and every time you put your foot on one piece of turf, it kind of just disappeared under your foot. And to do what he did, that little pivot and turn on the halfway line, and then go past the players like they weren't there, was just a most remarkable thing. It's the closest in my life that I've ever felt like I ought to applaud someone else scoring a goal. Obviously I didn't, because you get destroyed back home, but he was head and shoulders the best player of my generation.
What was the tactics in that game, Gary? Were you man-to-man marking him? Or?
No, because we'd never really played man-to-man marking. So what we actually did, and we talked, it was basically, as soon as he gets the ball, whoever's closest, you get to him. The trouble with man-to-man marking, because he was so clever, once he beats one, then what happens? Yeah. And so it was a difficult one, but whatever we tried, it didn't work. It didn't work. Okay, Diego Maradona, one of the greatest footballers of all time, who has died today, age 60.